The United States, Japan, and South Korea are urging the United Nations to take immediate action after that weekend missile launch by the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, or North Korea. Washington is calling for, quote, unprecedented measures. Beijing says any new resolution should reduce tension, not escalate it. CCTV's Roee Ruttenberg is following the latest diplomatic moves and is here with the latest. Roee, what is going on?
Atiye, the DPRK says that the launch was successful, that it marks a significant step forward for the future of the country's space technology. This even as leaders around the world continued to echo condemnations. A defiant Pyongyang held celebrations to mark the occasion. DPRK officials said their efforts were scientific and for, quote, peaceful purposes, and they would continue despite international sanctions and mounting criticism. One official on Monday, Yoon Dong-hyun, equating it to, quote, a puppy barking towards the moon. Meanwhile, South Korean officials say they fired several rounds of warning shots on Monday at a DPRK vessel that crossed the de facto maritime line between the two. The ROK also said it is continuing consultations with neighboring Japan, where on Tuesday lawmakers are expected to adopt a bipartisan resolution protesting the launch, and with the U.S. And Seoul says it is in escalated talks with Washington to implement a missile intercept defense system known as THAAD. U.S. officials confirm the talks have been sped up in response to the DPRK launch and say that the system could be deployed within the coming weeks.
We feel confident that our posture right now is adequate to the challenge and the task, but we do think adding THAAD would simply only improve that posture and improve, if you will, the reassurance level for our allies in the region and for our own forces in the region as well.
Roee, we know what the Americans are saying, but the Chinese are not happy about these talks with South Korea and Japan about this missile defense system.
That's right, and China has been openly critical of any moves which it says will add to tensions in the Korean peninsula. That includes, of course, the most recent launch and the talks of sending a U.S. missile defense system into the region. The Chinese Foreign Ministry has urged all countries to be, quote, prudent in their responses. It's also urged the United Nations to be cautious in its sanctions of Pyongyang, saying that any additional action coming from the global body should be productive and help promote resolution to tensions, not further destabilization. This comes amid growing calls from a number of countries for the UN to take immediate action against the DPRK, even tougher action than it has before. Beijing, of course, is the biggest supplier of humanitarian aid to Pyongyang and Pyongyang's most important economic partner. The two countries share a border, but relations between the two have slightly soured in recent years. Still, China insists that global efforts to punish the DPRK over its actions may make things worse, Asiye, not better.
CCTV's Roee Ruttenberg. Thank you, Roee.